Dr. Jacob Cherian, his wife Dr. Mary Cherian, and son Dr. Prasad takes their eternal rest in the laps of our Heavenly Master. In this world where death is indisputable, very few make their mark with their lives before their demise. When God heard the cry of the oppressed, marginalized, rural poor, He sent them an aid in the form of an angel. That man, along with his beloved wife, arrived in Ottinchhatram and Ambilikai. It was in the year 1955 that Dr. Jacob Cherian came to the village of Ottinchhatram in Tamil Nadu with his friend Dr. A.K. Cherian. Back in the 1950s and 60s, this part of Dindigul district lacked even the most basic infrastructure. There were neither electricity, schools, roads, hospitals, nor health centers. Additionally, being a rain shadow region, there was also a scarcity of water resources. Conveyance was limited to bullock carts, horse carts, and bicycles. Infectious diseases like tuberculosis and leprosy were widespread among the stigmatized people of Ottinchhatram and Ambilikai. Dr. Jacob Cherian and Dr. A.K. Cherian took great pains to start a hospital in a newly procured land for the poor patients in that locality. This hospital is now widely known as CF Hospital. In 1966, Dr. Jacob Cherian started a hospital for the rehabilitation of TB and leprosy patients known as the Christian Fellowship Community Health Center of Ambilikai, which was open 24 hours a day for the poor of that region, which later turned out as Christian Hospital Ambilikai.
Dr. Jacob Cherian is a multifaceted personality. I want to share that his life, the man and the mission. As a man, as a human being, he was, as Martin Luther King Jr. said, a tender heart and a tough mind. Why do I say that? I remember few decades ago when Dr. Jacob Cherian was traveling in a train. There he found a very young man crawling and begging in the compartments. He was paralyzed below hip. And soon Dr. Jacob Cherian befriended him and asked questions about his background, illness, and when he got down in the next station, he took this boy along with him and he trained this young man in automobile repair, a car mechanic. And years later, I saw him as a well-equipped technician who could handle issues of car mechanism and repair. Such was his compassion for those in need. Very sensitive heart and very practical in helping them. He was an excellent surgeon and very compassionate to the patients. He was a good diagnostician and a clinician. Those days where the equipments were very little, very few, the diagnosis and treatment were done on clinical examination, findings. and management. So I still remember how excellent his clinical practice was.
One of the greatest things that I started was the community health workers course, which was started in 1974, the first of its type in India. He chose, or the children were, after completing +2, they were chosen for candidates from every village and trained them by very expert doctors in basic medical skills, inoculation, vaccination, and also pregnancy problems. And they were very much in demand by the mission hospital all over India.
When the rising number of cancer patients in Madurai and nearby areas caught his attention, he founded the Christian Cancer Center. A project was initially supported by renowned missionary Dr. Ida S. Cutter. This center initially had a deep X-ray facility for the convenience of cancer patients who had to travel 100 kilometers for post-operative treatment. Subsequently, a cobalt teletherapy unit was also installed there and was the only cancer center in Dindigul district for nearly half a century. During his missionary work, Dr. Jacob conducted over 25,000 surgical procedures. No surgery was delayed due to the financial distress of the patients.
In times of difficulty, when poor people used to come from villages, many villages around, to ask him for help, he will readily give them wheat, oil, or whatever they required.
ഡോക്ടറയ്യ മൂലമാണ് വില്ലേജുകളിലെല്ലാം 24 മിനി ഹെൽത്ത് സെൻറ്റർ അതാത് സ്ഥലങ്ങളിൽ വരാൻ വയ്യാത്തവർക്ക് പോയി ജോലി ചെയ്യത്തക്കണക്ക് ആളുകൾക്ക് ട്രെയിനിങ് കൊടുത്ത് അവർ പോയി പ്രവർത്തിക്കുക. ഹെൽത്ത് ഗൈഡ്സ് എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞ് ഒരു കോഴ്സ് പഠിപ്പിച്ചിട്ട് അവർക്ക് കയ്യിൽ മെഡിസിനും കൊടുത്ത് ഈ വില്ലേജുകളിലെല്ലാം 24 മിനി ഹെൽത്ത് സെൻറ്റർ ഉണ്ടായിരുന്നു. അവിടെയെല്ലാം പോയി രോഗികളെ ശുശ്രൂഷിക്കാനും എല്ലാ ട്രെയിനിങ്ങും അവർക്ക് കൊടുത്തു.
Once there was a young girl who fell down from the tractor. And as she fell down, the tractor ran over her and she had head injury and the fracture of the hip. That girl was admitted in our surgical ward. And I was there along with my students, A&M students. And Dr. Jacob Cherian, sir, our beloved Ayya, used to come every day. And we were giving nursing care, the best nursing care I was helping my students to give. And Ayya was there to take care and the medicine that is supposed to be administered for the particular girl. And to all of our surprise, that girl recovered completely. And after a couple of years, I saw her. She came over to the ward. She said, now I'm married and I'm having 2 children. And that was a miracle that happened. And like this, I could quote so many miracles that has happened in this hospital. And any time that he does a surgery, he was a very active surgeon and he was a competent surgeon too. And then people came over here and people pronounced that his love brings healing to the multitude who came over into this hospital.
He was also a man who was ready to help people whatever need they had, not just medicine, but in the field of education. And whenever they had financial problems also, he reached out to them. He was a man full of love, a heart full of love for less privileged people. He built houses in areas where human beings would find it difficult to reach. He fought for them, bought lands for them, built houses for them, and he saw that these people had some place in the society. Hundreds of people in and around Vattachtaram forever will remember him for all these great things he did.
Dr. Jacob Cherian and his wife, Dr. Mary Cherian, expressed special sympathy towards those suffering from leprosy.
தொழுநோயினால் பாதிக்கப்பட்டு குளச்சல் ஆஸ்பத்திரியில் ட்ரீட்மெண்ட்டுக்கு அப்புறம் நாகர்கோவில் சால்வன் ஷார்மே ரச்சன்ய சேனை ஒகேஷனல் ட்ரைனிங் சென்டரில் வெல்டிங் கோர்ஸ் முடிச்சிட்டு வேலைக்காக ஐயாவை பார்ப்பதற்காக வேலை கேட்டு அம்பளிக்கையில் வந்தேன். அப்பொழுது ஐயா என்னை ஏற்றுக்கொண்டு எனக்கு லெப்ரசி ரீஹாபிலிட்டேஷனில் வேலை செய்வதற்கு டாக்டர் ஐயா அவர்கள் எனக்கு வாய்ப்பளித்தார். நான் ஒரு தொழில்நோயினால் பாதிக்கப்பட்டு சுகமடைந்தவன். ஐயா என்னை அன்போடு ஏற்றுக்கொண்டு எனக்கு வேலை கொடுத்து என்னை இங்கே தங்க வச்சு என்னை ரொம்ப நல்ல முறையில் என்னை கவனித்தாங்க. அவங்களுடைய ஒரு குடும்பத்தின் மகனாக என்னை நினச்சாங்க. நான் ஒரு சின்ன பையனாக தான் நான் இங்கே வந்தேன். என்னை ரொம்ப அன்பாக நேசிப்பாங்க. எனக்கு வேலை கொடுத்தாங்க. முதல்ல வேலைனா ஒரு வேலைக்காரனாக லெப்ரசி ரீஹாபிலிட்டேஷனில் சேர்ந்தேன். நான் வருஷங்கள் செல்ல செல்ல அதே லெப்ரசி ரீஹாபிலிட்டேஷனில் ஐயா என்னை இன்சார்ஜாக என்னை மாற்றினார். அதை தொடர்ந்து அந்த முழு ரீஹாபிலிட்டேஷனையும் நடத்துவதற்கு ஐயா எனக்கு ஆலோசனை கொடுத்து எனக்கு பொறுப்புகளை கொடுத்து என்னை உயர்த்தி ஒரு தொழுநோயாளி என்று பாராமல் எனக்கு எல்லா வாய்ப்புகளையும் கொடுத்து எனக்கு உதவி செய்தார்கள். அது மாத்திரமல்ல, என்னுடைய திருமணத்தையும் டாக்டர் ஐயா அவர்கள் தான் நடத்தி கொடுத்தாங்க. என்னுடைய மகளுடைய திருமணத்தையும் ஐயா தான் நடத்தி கொடுத்தாங்க. நான் வாழ்க்கையில் உயர்வதற்கு முதல் காரணம் தேவன், இரண்டாவது தேவன் பயன்படுத்தின அருமையான டாக்டர் ஐயா அவர்கள். அவரை வாழ்நாளிலே ஒரு நாளும் மறக்க முடியாது. என்னுடைய காலில் பெரிய ஆப்ரேஷன் பண்ணி புண்ணு இருந்த போது ஒரு குழந்தைக்கு வீட்டில் இருந்து பால் கொடுத்து விடுறது மாதிரி டாக்டர் அம்மா வீட்டில் இருந்து பாலும் காய்ச்சி முட்டையும் வேக வச்சு எனக்கு அவங்க கொடுத்து விடுவாங்க. அப்படி பல மாதங்கள் எனக்கு அவங்க முழு பொறுப்படுத்தி என்னை சுகமாக்கி எனக்கு உதவி செய்தவர் டாக்டர் ஐயா, டாக்டர் அம்மா, அவங்க குடும்பத்தின் பிள்ளைகள், டாக்டர் செரியன் எல்லாரும் எனக்கு உதவி செய்தார்கள். அதை என்னுடைய வாழ்நாளிலே மறக்க முடியாது.
Dr. Jacob Cherian was an honorary fellow of the Royal College of Surgeons of Edinburgh in Glasgow, International College of Surgeons and American College of Surgeons, and a founder fellow of Association of Surgeons of India. Yet, he continued his lifelong service in the villages, dressed in a simple shirt and dhoti.
கேரளாவிலே கொட்டாரக்கரை அருகே உள்ள சின்ன கிராமம், அங்கும் என்னை சில முறை அழைத்து சென்றிருக்கிறார். கூட பயணம் செய்வது பெரிய பாக்கியம். பெரிய ஹோட்டலெல்லாம் போக மாட்டார். சாதாரண வழியில் உள்ள வேசைட் டீ ஷாப்ஸ், அங்கே தான் நாங்கள் சாப்பிடுவோம். பேசிக்கொண்டே இருப்பார். அவருடைய வாழ்க்கையின் தாக்கம், இம்பேக்ட் so much on me. எனக்கு ரொம்ப சந்தோஷமான காரியம். அவரோடு கூட நான் சேர்ந்து ஆப்ரேஷன் தியேட்டர்லேயும் சிறிய அளவிலே பணியாற்றிருக்கிறேன். நான் நினைவிலே எப்பொழுதும் வைத்திருக்கிற காரியம் அப்பெண்டிசெக்டமி என்ற ஒரு ஆப்ரேஷன் இருக்கிறது. நம்முடைய வயிற்றிலே குடல் வால் அது புண்ணாகி அதை எடுத்து விடுவார். கரெக்டாக 7 minutesல ஸ்கின் டு ஸ்கின், மிகவும் வேகமாக. என்னால் ஒன்றும் செய்ய முடியாது, நான் வேடிக்கை தான் பார்த்து கொண்டிருந்தேன். இட்ஸ் a fantastic surgeon. ஆனால் எவ்வளோ பெரிய ஆளாக இருந்தாலும் எல்லாரு கூடயும் எப்போ வேண்டுமானாலும் எளிதாக கான்டாக்ட் பண்ணுவார். எளிதாக நம்ம we can feel comfortable.
In the Bible, especially in the New Testament, Jesus encourages us to call God as a father. Many places he refers to God as a father, his father and our father. I have no difficulty in imagining God as a father, because I have had a father who is everything a father should have been. Of course, he was very, very busy, And so my times with him were not much. But in those times, he conveyed his love and tender care for me.
In 1999, he received the Padma Bhushan, the third highest civilian award from the Government of India. Dr. Jacob's wife, Mary, was an eminent doctor who passed her medical degree from Vellore Christian Medical College and MRCP in both pediatrics and general medicine from England. As a devout and faithful wife, she raised their 4 beloved children, Dr. O.B. Jacob Cherian, Dr. Shaila Thomas, Dr. Prasad George Cherian, and Dr. Pradeep Tom Cherian.
Both my parents, she and my father, were offered professor's post in Calicut Medical College, which was just starting at that time. But they said no. They said God has called us to serve the poor in a needy area. So that is how they came to Ottajatram in the late 1950s. And my mother was also a woman of faith. And she was also a woman of prayer, much prayer. She used to spend much time in reading the Bible and praying. And that is where she got her strength to support my father in all his endeavors. The Bible often tells us to show hospitality. So that is hospitality is not possible without the lady in the house or the wife cooperating. In this regard, she was more than cooperative. Many times at 12:30 in the afternoon, my father would ring her up and say, 10 people are coming for lunch. She would never grumble or never put up a long face. She was always willing to take in guests, both from India and from abroad.
Realizing that illiteracy was the root cause of the region's ailing condition, Dr. Jacob Cherian started English and Tamil medium schools, an arts college for graduate studies, a polytechnic and engineering college for technical studies, a nursing college, and community health courses. These projects brought out a radical change in the lives of the villagers.
Dr. Jacob Cherian, he started the Christian Matriculation Higher Secondary School in 1970, and in 72 to provide education to the rural people in and around Amblike, particularly for the girl students, he started the Shantiniketan Higher Secondary School. And he provided financial support to the parents to buy bicycles for children coming from rural areas. And it was a very satisfying sight to see so many girls and boys riding the bicycle and coming to the school daily. That has improved the literacy of the villages. There was so much of caste discrimination at that time, and he was very much supporting the cause of the scheduled caste. He was a member of the empowering committee of the Dindigul district, and people, when they had to suffer at the hands of the high-class people, rushed to come to Ayya's house, and he was able to plead for their cause and sought help from the government.
He was a man of faith and lived by the word of God. He was also against social evils like untouchability and was often seen defying that practice. Dr. Jacob Cherian was lovingly addressed as Ayya by the locals.
Dr. Cherian was so eager to share the good news, share the gospel. He traveled into the remote areas near Odanchatram, what we call Pachallur Hills, part of Palani Hills, where very poor people lived in the fringe of the forest, and they had no right to their property or legal sanction. He went there and met the people in authority, like the collector, and pleaded for these people so that all the families there received the land pata and the ownership through his singular hard work.
Dr. Jacob Cherian, he was a surgeon, but daring surgeon I should tell, because he will do all sorts of surgery, including heart surgery as well as lung surgery and OBG and gynae surgeries, and he will be available to all who are in need of this place round the clock, irrespective of his age, which influenced quite a lot of people in this place.
His house still stands there, filled with memories of his kindness.
The greatest thing that they have given me is my faith. They didn't have houses to give me or great wealth to give me, but what they gave me is the most precious thing that I own, and that is my faith.
Dr. Jacob and Dr. Mary Cherian may have left us to never return, but their exemplary visions and legacy remain. Bloom where you are planted and spread your fragrance around. May God bless everyone abundantly.